Wait, what? That's not the question.
We'll start laughing the whole time now.
I have the best playlist here at Maverick. That's not a rumor. It is the best playlist. A lot of people go the military route. You can either learn to fly in the military. People will do military service and then use VA benefits to pay for flight school. I just found different ways and did some personal and private financing to pay for my flight school. So the training's pretty intensive. There's a lot of great stuff you learned. It's almost a transformative process. It turns you into a whole new person. You learn way more than you expect you would learn.
You know, I get asked most commonly, how much does it cost to go through helicopter flight school? And it depends. So if you want to do it for fun and get your private pilot, you could do it for anywhere under $25,000. But if you want to do it for a living, you're looking at upwards of probably over 6 figures, depending on how fast and how well you're adapting to learning a machine like a helicopter.
The best advice I think I would give to somebody just looking to start out in aviation is definitely call around where you live to some of the flight schools and check out multiple flight schools. Do an introductory flight with as many as you can. You really want to get a feel for the school, for the instructors. They'll be very knowledgeable and able to help you out with if there's any scholarships around, anything like that. And they'll be able to give you a very accurate cost analysis of how much it's going to cost to go to each school, because again, depending on different aircraft, where you're located, the prices at different schools might vary as well.
So if you want to start flying helicopters, the career path, you can start training at any time. Once you get the age of 17, you can then get your private license. Then once you hit the age of 18, you can get your commercial license and working your way to work for Maverick.
My favorite memory at Maverick, there's 2. Number 1 would be getting to fly a Burning Man. It was a really amazing experience. The other one is anytime I've got to land at the Valley of Fire.
Over the years, we've flown a lot of celebrities, artists like Cascade, Afrojack. We fly a lot of sports figures and actors. My favorite so far, probably Leonardo DiCaprio. Flown him multiple times.
Some of my favorite memories have been a part of the weddings. I really enjoy getting the bride and groom in the helicopter, playing some romantic songs, bringing them to their place, and just kind of listening and being a part of that really special moment with them, and it's pretty cool.
My favorite memory here at Maverick Helicopters is flying Armin van Buuren for the Electric Daisy Carnival. He's my favorite DJ. I'm a big EDM fan, and I've been listening to him for almost a decade. And meeting him and being able to fly him was pretty special.
A lot of people, when we get off the helicopter, they're very excited and happy, and they're kind of surprised at how smooth it is, and they think it's kind of like a magic carpet, the way we float through the air and do our turns, and we're able to circle all the buildings, and it's really exciting, and then they want to go again.
Most people have never been on a helicopter ride. A lot of people think it's going to be like a roller coaster, and it's not that way at all. Everything is very smooth and controlled, and it's a really pleasant experience.
That's a really tough question. I think for pilots, landing is a little bit more difficult. It requires a little bit more from the pilot. However, here at Maverick, there's nothing like taking off from our landing spots down in the Grand Canyon. As we gain airspeed and you just see the whole canyon drop away from below you, it's a pretty cool takeoff.
I think taking off is more fun than landing, only because it's the first experience that the passenger has. And I've done it, of course, thousands of times, but getting to experience that through fresh eyes is one of the cool things that I like about being a helicopter pilot.
My favorite thing to do is the takeoff. Leaving the ground is always a thrill, so that would definitely be my favorite.
So a lot of people ask, how does this aircraft fly? What are you doing with the controls? And it's kind of like riding a motorcycle. Your hands and feet are doing a lot of different things at the same time. My right hand controls forward and backward. My left hand controls up and down, and my feet control which way we spin in a circle.
So the foot pedals, they control the tail rotor. So that is known as our anti-torque device. It's counteracting the forces that we get from the big rotors above us spinning. They're very important while we're hovering and at slow airspeeds. So if we push the pedals in either direction, it's gonna add more or less thrust through that tail and spin us, so turn our nose left or right when we're going slow. While we're going at cruising speeds, we don't really use them that much because of the huge fin on the back. However, it's important for us to make fine adjustments to make sure that we are in what we call trim, which is the most aerodynamic state while we're flying forward.
Maverick pilots are able to choose our own playlist, and my favorite song on my playlist is Bob O'Reilly by The Who.
Right now, so it is Alinium. I don't know if you're familiar with Alinium. Him and Taylor Swift collaborated for Anti-Hero. Alinium, I really like his music as well. That one's a really good song to play over the Strip area, so that one's probably my favorite right now. I actually have it on my playlist. If they are Swifties, I will play it for them now.
It's me. Hi, I'm the problem, it's me.
I actually have two favorite songs on my flight playlist. Armin van Buuren's Sunny Days, because we have a lot of sunny days, which you can enjoy on our flights.
Sunny days.
And then Van Halen Dreams, because we cross a lot of bucket list dreams off of people's lists by taking to the Grand Canyon.
You can fly through the rain, yes. The thing we don't want to fly through is lightning, but rain is fine. Rain helps us wash the bugs away.
On the road to becoming a pilot, I don't think I knew that I would eventually become a fully qualified weatherman, but it sort of comes with the territory. Each of us has to be really on top of it, and it's a big part of our safety program here at Maverick.
Favorite part about being a pilot? Well, just getting airborne, honestly. Every time that you can leave the ground is just an incredible time. It doesn't get any better than being in the sky.
Probably the freedom that it allows us. It's not like a plane where you can only really go forward. We can fly backwards, right, left, straight up, straight down. So I definitely have to say the freedom.
So I was always interested in helicopters. The mission of a helicopter, I think, is very different from that of an airplane. Airplane pilots fly over obstacles, helicopters fly to the obstacle. It's a little more up close. The mission is different. You're usually operating close to obstacles, in and out of tight areas, and it's a good way to see the world.
Important traits to make a good pilot: someone who's willing to adapt and learn quickly, someone who works well with others. When we hire pilots from other companies, usually they are flight instructors. We have the best luck with that. They have some of the best standards in terms of how they fly by the book, and that's what I like to see at Maverick.
My answer would be the touch. You have to have the touch, and the touch can only be developed by time at the controls. So when you see one of these helicopters coming in and there's heavy winds here and vortices there, you'll see the helicopter just calmly looking around side to side. His hands are moving, collective, cyclic, and pedals all moving at the same time, but at a certain point it becomes subconscious, it becomes intuitive. You start to feel what the helicopter's doing, you start to feel what the wind is doing, and eventually it just becomes second nature, as if you were just walking from one side of the tarmac to the other.